I'm Rondo, and I approve this message.
Fuck, motherfuck, noise, smoking weed, doing coke.
Cult, form of religious veneration, a system of religious beliefs and ritual. Also, it's a body of adherence. A great devotion to a person, idea, object, movement, or work. Such devotion regarded as literary or intellectual. A usually small group of people characterized by such devotion.
All right.
Round 3. Fight!
Tonight, the Cult Radio Show teams up with Lebanon Undergruon breaking news to bring you this special report. On entertainment news, we have Batgirl Jamie. She'll bring you all the dirt in between Kim Kardashian's ass cheeks. Sitting across from me is Christopher Hobbs. He's going to bring you all the sports you could ever want. And me, I'm the ringleader of this news circus. I'm CL Ryan. Time to get on with the news. All right, and tonight, local residents should be aware that dihydrogen monoxide is coming out of residency taps. More after sports with Hobbs.
Jaguars' Dwayne Gratz tries to pay his bill with chewing gum.
Gonna flip it over to Jamie for some steamy gossip.
Kara Naya, 30, from Arizona, USA, suffers from 6 hours of orgasms every day.
Hopefully she comes along well. Dihydrogen monoxide is colorless, odorless, tasteless, and kills uncounted thousands of people every year. Most of these deaths are caused by accidental inhalation of DHMO. But the dangers of dihydrogen monoxide do not end there. Prolonged exposure from its solid form can cause severe tissue damage. Symptoms of DHMO ingestion can include excessive sweating, urination, and possibly a bloated feeling, nausea, vomiting, body electrolyte imbalance. For those who have become dependent, DHMO withdrawals means certain death. This, ladies and folks, is how your news is delivered nowadays. And it is fucking awful.
It really is.
I just scared the shit out of you over water.
Good old DHMO.
And now you're wondering who the fuck and why does people pay with bubble gum, and why can't I have this girl as a girlfriend? All I have to do is show up.
And wink a couple of times.
That's right.
You don't even have to do that.
She was doing
Nah.
it before you got there.
Man, maybe it's the
The DHMO?
maybe it's the DHMO causing it.
It's not.
What is causing her
It's
to
not.
orgasm a million times a day?
Says she was diagnosed with the condition 3 years ago and says it's ruining her life, obviously. She developed it while shopping for groceries. She suddenly found everything she saw, smelt, or touched turned her on.
Wow, was she in the vegetable aisle?
I don't know.
Oh, I've been so lonely, and you cucumber, you are looking at me in such a sweet face. Oh, you feel so great. Oh, you smell like sex. Ooh.
This makes me want to go to the produce department of every local grocery store with googly eyes.
I'm
and
wondering
just
if
stick 'em
you've
on.
already
Oh, I
been
know.
into that part. Did you get there before she was there?
Could have been. Could have been.
It says she fell on the floor and began to have multiple orgasms. She somehow managed to get home where she continued to orgasm into the evening.
I've seen that happen at church.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow,
What?
bow, chicka.
No.
Have people falling on the floor having the seizures?
That's a
That's
seizure.
Pentecostal.
That's not an orgasm.
That's Pentecostal. That's a totally different show.
I'm sorry, ladies. I don't know what an orgasm looks like.
Oh, it comes with pictures. There you go.
It comes with pictures.
That's an O face for
beat you
you.
to it, Ryan.
Right there, O face.
Is that O face or for donut? Never mind.
No, that's O face.
I don't
Check
think
her out.
that's an O face unless it's, oh, donuts.
I'm loving that her husband is sitting beside her watching TV like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
his
matter.
wife is thriving on the floor.
Well, it's like when I get all mouthy and cursy, like I have Tourette's. You just kind of look at people like, yeah, he does that. It's kind of the same thing.
He seriously looks upset back there like, you won't do that for me.
I don't know. I'm thinking if I flopped on the floor and started having spontaneous orgasms, you might have a different outlook.
Now he knows how every woman feels. I didn't even get to put it in.
That's horrible.
It's the equivalent of a hair shot.
Ew.
She just premature ejaculates. That's.
It's all day long.
I know.
It's 6 hours a day.
All right, Chris. How about your story? Let's
Top
let's
that,
give you some
Hobbs.
more information about that.
Well, it seems like Mr. Gratz was cited for disorderly intoxication and trespassing when they were in Miami. He thought it would be a good idea to try and pay for his items at the store with bubble gum. He left jail at 6 a.m. Monday, but wasn't able to make it up to Jacksonville in time for the Jaguars' return to work. He had an unfortunate situation over the weekend, so I expect to see him later this afternoon, Coach Gus Bradley told the Florida Times-Union. I'll meet with him and we'll handle it internally. It's not good what took place, but it's a matter we have to investigate even more when he gets back here. I want to talk to him, and we'll handle some things with him. How do you handle that?
I'm tripping over the phrasing, we'll handle it.
Yeah.
With bubble gum.
Would it have been better? I mean, did he try to pay with like that shitty extra gum? And it was like, if you'd have brought me some Big League Chew, we'd have been fine with that shit. But just your shitty quality and choice of gum, I'm calling the cops.
I think maybe he watched the Trident Layers commercial where the dad's paying the kids, and you paid me in gum.
You have a good point there. TV is ruining society.
I got to jump back to the task. But lesson number 1. Gum is generally not an acceptable form of payment unless you're 5 years old and exchanging it with your little brother for a different piece of candy.
Whoa. That got rapey quick.
Yikes. I think it was his voice.
That was actually written in the article, so that passes for news.
Was it said all dirty like you said it, though?
Hey. The quotation marks and the capitalization in certain places made me read it like that. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are just trying to win football games. Gratz began the season as the starter, but lost his job to Alan Bell. He's played in only 9 games so far this year. And that's the end of sports.
Is there any more sports stories? Because we on this show, we don't talk about sports a whole lot. That's because I am exclusively sports illiterate. I watch baseball. And my baseball routine is 3 innings, nap, wake up for 9 if there's a 10, and then go about my day. I'm not an avid baseball fan.
I've actually got a little clip here. Unfortunately, you guys aren't going to be able to hear it because my computer's not tied into the audio. But on Sky Sports, and I looked it up, this is actually in England, a gentleman's trying to report, and just as he gets to the end of his report, another gentleman steps up behind him wearing sunglasses and says, "Fuck her right in the pussy." Live on the air.
Do you have that clip?
I do have that clip, but I'm not tied into the audio.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I know you guys can hear it, so I'll go ahead and play it for you real quick while I continue to talk.
How do I find the video? I can do it on my computer.
It's Sky Sports News Attack.
Oh, just send me the thing in Facebook.
I'll just send you the link on Facebook.
All right.
How about that?
How about news? How about any more celebrity news? Any?
Celebrities are boring. It's all about Bill Cosby's a rapist and Kim Kardashian has a naked ass.
Yeah. That. Oh, Raven Simone come out and said that Cosby never raped me.
Yeah.
She actually did. She wrote something on her Twitter going, Cosby didn't rape me. So that I thought that was funny. She's like, he was nothing but great with me. He was, so that's kind of where that went.
How much do you think he paid for that tagline? He didn't rape me.
Come on, Raven.
Can you copyright that?
Can
Still funny.
let me see if I can find some volume on this. Hold on.
I can take you up a little bit over here.
I think I got it over here.
Okay.
See, this is how well produced we are. This fucking.
We got volume in 23 places.
Yeah, we got volumes in 23 places.
I
No,
have
that's
no
as good as it
buttons.
gets. Seriously, the fuck you and the pussy guy is hilarious. And he
is.
started a trend. Like, news people hate him. Because if you don't, we're not going to play it on the show here, but this guy, they're talking about a train derailment, and this guy just grabs the microphone and goes, "Fuck her right in the pussy!" And that's a live show, and now you see his head photoshopped on everything, and "fuck her right in the pussy" is a phrase now. And it just means to fuck off. And people are doing it to news places everywhere.
Would you like me to post the link on the breaking news site?
Yes, please do.
I will do that.
I have a story about the softer side of that comment.
Sure.
Okay. Samantha Hess is a professional cuddler and author from Portland, Oregon, and she just opened a cuddle studio. It's called Touch, The Power of Human Connection. The store is called Cuddle Up to Me, and she charges $60 an hour for cuddle sessions. The maximum cuddle time for customers is 5 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours.
How much does she charge to give these guys blue balls?
It's. I think this should be called "I'm Really Lonely" store, because get a teddy bear or a dog or something. You don't need to pay $60 an hour for somebody just to snuggle with
Okay,
you.
without specifics because we're married and I don't want to know. How many times have you successfully cuddled with a guy they weren't poking you in the back?
This is pre-coil question, obviously.
I got nothing.
I just want to cuddle, and all of a sudden there's just a cock in your back.
I don't think that
Every girl
happens.
that's ever cuddled with me
unless I'm the back
knows what
part
I'm
of the
talking
spoon.
about.
Unless you're what?
Unless I'm the back part of the spoon. And then, you
No,
know.
because every girl I've ever cuddled with knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that statement either.
It's like, I want to just lay on the couch with me. I had an ex-wife, and she would get pissed. She would get mad. Can't we just lay here and cuddle? Is it always got to be about sex? Yes.
I'm sorry, but to me, if you're getting hit with my random boner, that's a compliment.
I'm cuddling with you so we can get that shit out of the way so you have sex with me. That's why I'm cuddling with you.
Sorry, ladies, he's off the market. Don't be jealous.
Every man, Chris, am I wrong? Is that why men do it?
For the most part, yes, sir.
Yes, there you go.
I thought marriage was based on mutual love and affection
It is.
and boners.
And boners.
You
I
love
see.
the cuddling, and he loves the post-cuddling.
A good relationship is built on trust, mutual respect, cuddling, boners, licking each other's assholes if this needs to be done, dealing with each other's shit in a totally non-literal way, like I just talked about. Jamie and I, you can ask Hobbs, we're best friends.
Yes.
They really are.
That we just are best friends,
Yes.
and we live two completely separate lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
As a team, they just made me uncomfortable as hell for using their restroom.
Yes, Chris, we're sitting out here in my shop, and you got to understand something about Hobbs. Hobbs is one of the most mannered
Yes.
individuals that I've ever met.
I enjoy
welcome,
that.
Mom.
It's a nice change. Thank you
Yes.
to Chris's mother.
Yes, but he's one of the most mannered just people ever, and so he's like, I've really got to go to the bathroom, and we're like, okay, well, my daughter's in the house, and we know Hobbs isn't going to go in there and mess with her or whatever. So.
Wow. Thanks for putting that out there.
Well, I mean, because people are like, you got kids in that house, and you're saying, no, we know Hobbs. Hobbs is a close member of the family now, and so he's like, can like, we'll walk in there with you, and so we walked in there, and then we just kept. Like, so Jamie went pee right after he went poop in our bathroom.
I did.
I warned her.
And she was, he was mortified. Like, I'm building this stupid artsy clock project, and I'm trying to talk about that, and Chris is just looking at me like, dude, your wife's in there smelling my shit, and it's just flipping me the fuck out.
I was uncomfortable, to say the least. You can't go in there. You got to give it at least 20 minutes.
I have to pee.
You don't have one of those
my
fancy
bladder,
fans.
My bladder doesn't have 20 minutes.
You can go outside.
Why should I go outside? You smell that? You go outside.
You don't have the fancy toilet paper outside.
You can take a roll, I promise. Dig a hole like the dogs and go.
That's where it goes from here, right?
That's right. So now Hobbs is going to be shitting in our yard. Okay, to back up a little bit, fuck her right in the pussy. Let's see if we can get this done.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't care if she's 20. Hell, I'd fuck her. You can't say you wouldn't fuck her. Maybe that's what I'll do when they find her. I'll go and fuck her. Fuck her right in her pussy.
All right, well, we definitely apologize for that editing error in that story.
Okay, let me explain. This isn't the video I was looking for, but it's still hilarious. This guy, he's on a live remote, and he's on the phone, right? But he's still mic'd up. So it's one of these 20-something douchebags. He's on the air. He thinks he's hot shit, and he's just standing there. And like I said, he's completely mic'd up, and this is what ensues. Because right now, let me explain this a little bit. He's just standing
Oh,
there.
I don't care if she's 20. Hell, I'd fuck her. You can't say you wouldn't fuck her. Maybe that's what I'll do when they find her. I'll go and fuck her. Fuck her right in her pussy.
All right,
And
well,
okay,
we
okay.
definitely
And
apologize.
the little blonde lady is fucking mortified. Like, she is like, oh my God. Her mouth is agape. It's
Well, that's
As
other
for that
options for
editing
him.
error in that story.
The three victims were part of a CXS. Fuck her right in the pussy.
There you go. That's the original one. That guy that you see photoshopped on everyone, he just grabs this out of this lady's hand and just does this. Just
Fuck her right in the pussy.
It took crews longer than anticipated to find the crack in the
they
64-year-old
have-
pipeline.
oh, wait, here
I'm
he is
standing here
again.
with Fred, who says
Oh, yeah,
he was
he's done
greatly
this like
impacted
5 or
by the
6
gushing
times.
of oil. Can you tell us a little more of what you saw?
I sure can. I was sitting on my front porch, grabbed a beer, and fuck her right in the pussy.
Oh, but there you go. There's the fucker right in the pussy guy. And it's just everywhere. Everything that he does, all it is fucker right in the pussy.
You know, there's worse things you could be famous for.
But the way this guy fucks with the news is just great. and let's see what else gems we found from what we call the news. Okay. This is
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking
all right. So this kid's painted up like a zombie, and he's 10. And so this reporter's interviewing him.
Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right. You're a great zombie. And
That kid's
like
going to be a
turtles.
star.
I
Tom's
know.
here at the Waterfront Village.
Thousands of passengers across the East Coast, of course, had to alter their plans, and we spoke to one kid who was trying to cope with the delay.
I'm just sitting there on my iPod. It's just so frustrating. I want to be in Florida getting a tan on my back.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Just minding my own business.
All right, I have to stop there. We all, if you have not ever heard that, that's where "Ain't Nobody Got Time for That" comes from.
That song is awesome.
No, I'm looking it up right now. But so Sweet Georgia Brown, Chris, give him a lowdown on Sweet Georgia Brown.
Sweet Georgia Brown was the one you just heard, where she was in her apartment building, and there was a fire, and she's got bronchitis, and ain't nobody got time for that. I don't really know the whole backstory on her, but that clip is hilarious. I wished I'd have done more research.
You've never done? Okay, you've never done your research? Okay, so there's this fire, and let's see if I get the right one here.
And it's
One
just
resident
sweet.
describes her horrifying experience
Yeah.
when she first
So
realized the complex
just
was
step
on
back
fire.
and listen, guys.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody
Video is
got
fucking
time. Ain't nobody
disturbing.
got time for that. Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I can't stop listening to it. I've got my hand hovering over the button to shut it off, and I just don't want to.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said,
Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's brilliant.
Ain't nobody got time
I love
for that.
it.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, this goes on forever.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, we're done.
I love how they add in the choir in the back.
Oh yeah, dude, that's. But this is what the news is good for.
This is true. To make parody humor. That's why we have news.
Do you know she sued AT&T for a ton of fucking money?
Really? No, I
This
had no
remix
idea.
got out over YouTube and got popular, and because YouTube is kind of considered a public place and nobody had copyrighted that, the news station apparently sold it to AT&T because they own the rights to it, So they own the rights to any remakes, any songs, any whatever, just by whatever. So they gave it to AT&T, and they started using it in ad campaigns.
A clever news station.
Yeah. So they sold it to AT&T. Well, then Sweet Georgia Brown got goose egg nothing zero out of the deal. So she turned around and sued them all. I haven't heard how it come out, but I'm sure they settled with her. I'm sure they just fucking settled with her out of court to make her go
They would
away.
have to. They would have to. You don't want her hanging around.
No, ain't nobody got time for that.
Somehow I knew it was going to hit again.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Thank you. Now you guys will be sitting there singing. You have the ladies. You'll be cleaning house, going, "Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that."
It'll be on every ringtone.
Oh yeah, dudes are gonna be wiping their ass, going, "Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ew.
Ain't nobody got."
It sounds like they're still going.
You got lawsuit going to Chris now for breaking news lawsuit coverage with Sweet Georgia Brown versus AT&T.
A lawsuit filed by local internet celebrity Kimberly Sweet Brown Wilkins over a song briefly sold on Apple's online music store has been dismissed due to failure to prosecute, court records show. Wilkins, who gained internet fame with the catchphrase, "Ain't nobody got time for that," was suing Apple and a Seattle area radio show in federal court over a song that was sold for a little more than 2 months on the iTunes online music store. In the suit, Wilkins claimed she was defrauded when her voice and likeness were used to sell the song on iTunes without her permission. Court documents show the lawsuit was dismissed because Wilkins and a co-plaintiff did not provide disclosures after they were ordered to do so by U.S. District Judge Joe Heaton. Heaton dismissed the case without prejudice, meaning Wilkins can refile the suit.
They're like, "Give me those papers," and she got, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
I thought you were going to say Judge Judy for a minute.
No.
That would be awesome to see that radio station and her on Judge Judy.
Or Judge Joe
Look,
Brown.
if we were popular, this is why we need you to make us popular, because then we could set that up.
Yes, definitely.
We could do Judge C.L. Ryan and have Sweet Georgia Brown in here.
Oh, my gosh. That poor woman.
And she'll probably sue you for using the wrong name, because there's no Georgia anywhere in there. That's
Sweet
that
whatever Brown. Whatever.
Globetrotter song, fool.
I don't know. Whatever the hell her name is. But yeah, Sweet Brown's in there somewhere. I like it up with my sweet meats and a little bit of fava.
I loved that the news channel that interviewed her put under her name is Kimberly Wilkins, mind you. They put Sweet Brown.
Sweet Brown. Well, if you've never been interviewed by the news, that's probably not live. Or if it is, she's standing there because the guy's back at the computer, and they're like, "What's your name?" "Well, my name's Kimberly Brown, but what do your friends call you?" Sweet Brown. So then she turns around, and they tell them, and that dude types it under there. That's why if I ever get interviewed by the news, my name's going to be like Jack McCockoff or...
oh, my God.
Yeah.
Phil McGracken.
Rondo. His brother, his really sick and twisted fucking brother, Dilbert. Oh, my God. For fans of the show, we have a couple show pages, right? And one of them is, and you can find all this by going to cultradioshow.com. Over on the right-hand side are some buttons to find all of our Facebook stuff. We have a VIP room, which is pretty good adult humor, just like you would hear on this. We'll say and we'll do whatever. You're not going to see people shitting on each other's face or deformed penises. But if you're into that, we used to run this thing called The Cult, and I gave it to a couple people, and that's basically for you really sick and twisted motherfuckers.
Yeah, there's a point in there where I can smell a lawsuit.
That's not for children. It's not for adults. It's not for sane people. It's
the faint of heart, anybody with bowel conditions.
All of that.
Sensitive pets.
Sensitive pets. Bowel conditions, that leaves you out.
Yeah. Stink is not a condition.
It's a condition when it's my nose.
It's a temporary.
Did it smell like cancer and sadness?
It smelled like death. I thought I'd entered the gates of hell.
I eat a lot of strange things.
I can tell.
Ryan, stay out. I just realized what I said, and I want to cut you off now.
I know a couple of them, and they are pretty fucking strange.
Oh, wow.
I knew that it was coming.
All right, so now that we've shown you how just fucking horrible the news is, 2 weeks in a row now, I have this, how do I want to address this? I don't think I've ever fully addressed this before, have I?
I'm pretty sure you haven't.
In our little town, let me set up, because seriously, and I'm not sucking my own dick here, we have listeners everywhere. We've got out of country. We've got Ireland and England and Canada, and we're all over the place. So anything we do really local. We broadcast out of a little town called Grove Spring, which is about 30 miles from Lebanon, Missouri, which is right in between Springfield and Rolla, basically. So that gives you a little geography in Missouri where we're at. So we have this news page, and it's the Mom Jeans of News.
Mom Jeans. That's a clever description. I think quite accurate.
It's really the Mom Jeans of News. It's the most easily offended people that suck up and eat and buy everything that Fox News, Sears and Roebuck, Walmart, and Sean Hannity tells them. They are just consumerist, Republican, if I'm offended, it's your fault type people, right?
Yeah, they're the type of people who are so to the right that they're offended by one of their own in Glenn Beck, I think.
Yes. So and the other thing to this is in the conception of this page, scanner listening, I'm sure, isn't just a trailer park sport in Lebanon. It's pretty common because you all have those people that sit around and listen to the scanners in neighborhoods and whatever. And
Bob got arrested again.
Yeah, I heard Bob on the scanner last night, and these bitches post this shit on Facebook.
And it's not right. I mean,
No.
there's a certain thing, real news outlets, you notice they'll post, especially when minors are involved, they won't post real names. They won't post where they live. They'll just give minor details.
But these people will go, fire trucks were sent, and it'll give the exact address and whatever. I know specifically there was 2 people that found out a family member died from a fire in this page because these people are reporting shit over the scanners.
Yeah.
And that's just disrespectful. And then when the lady tried to approach them about it, they banned her.
Yeah.
They gave her no outlet to defend herself.
Absolutely not, because real news doesn't allow you to defend yourself. I mean, what format would if they're going to make you look bad?
Yeah, so I got involved in a little scrape of something, and they got under my skin a little bit, and it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. And I thought it was in poor taste because when I tried to defend myself, and I did it very whatever, they just blocked me too. So, being the sociopath that I am, I went and created a page similar to theirs, except for one small misspelling. Okay. And I don't report the same things they do. I don't talk about the same shit they do.
Not even close.
Not even close. But because people don't proofread and people don't look, I started noticing it was like flypaper for stupid.
Yes.
It literally was, because people wouldn't look, and back in when I first started it, I would write my own stories, and I had 2 characters that I made. That was Rondo and Dung Beetle. Yes. So, and I would post stories as them, and everything. I wrote every single thing that page produced as a comedy writer. I wrote everything, and I got people that got pissed off, but then I got a lot of people that liked it, and your beliefs are fine, but this world is too big to think yours are the only ones that are right. So it's kind of where I approached it from. So I started doing satirical humor. I started calling them out. I started making fun of them in a comedic satire way. Hobbs and I were having this discussion because one of their main complaints on this page, because they complain about me loud and often, is that I'm trying to emulate them.
Yeah, that you're trying to emulate them.
I emulate them like The Onion emulates Fox or some of the other fake news sites.
Exactly.
Fark, all of them. It's my own local. It's my local comedy. Because we do the show and we try to keep it a little more than local level. We try to do stuff to reach everywhere because we're trying to branch out. But this is my local comedy, and this is more popular than the radio show, by the way. It's got 5 times the likes to it. It's got 5 times the traffic. It's insane how much traffic this page gets. So I resurrected it. I'm skipping a big part of it on purpose because it's stupid and I don't want to bring it back up. I got involved in this thing because people started taking me serious. Like I was the anti-news. And I was to a point, and I kind of got sucked in, and I probably went too far with some things.
It was a battleground for a little while.
It was. It was a horrific battleground. But you know what? We were talking about this the other day, myself and Barbie Green, is that I was proven right in my stance of what this family was doing. But you'd never hear the retraction.
No, you won't hear the retraction. You'll see a ban, and my article still stands.
Yeah.
F off.
Now, this child died, and that was involved in this, and it was over a sickness. And I could not imagine losing one of my kids, and that was nothing to do with that. What was everything to do with it was the real I can't even say real, the underground. We're going to refer to me as Undergruon, and they're underground. Because that's the one word I spelled differently for people that haven't checked it out. They were promoting the hell out of getting these people help. And these people they were getting help turned out to be pretty shady and doing some other stuff. Now, not everything I was getting I believed. I don't believe they were doing everything. I weighed in on the stuff that I checked and double-checked and fact-checked out. But eventually, the page got shut down because things did get out of hand. Mm-hmm. From both sides. Mm-hmm. From not just me. Look, I'll admit I went out of hand, but stupid people in droves were coming over there, reading headlines, reading gossip, and then attacking me or whatever. I got death threats over this shit. I got literal death threats. I had to clear out of town for a while. Just not because I would face anyone face to face, but these fuckers around here will just shoot you.
In groups.
And cover it up. So I just cleared out for a little bit. So I resurrected it a couple times, and it never was what it was before. So I pulled the Ebola prank a while back, and I didn't even resurrect it for that, which, by the way, I'll get to in just a second. So, and the other day, I'm like, I might pull that again. I'm like, I got that stupid fake news page I never use anymore. Let's see if I can just pop one or two stories up there and kind of rattle the cages a little bit and go back away. When I shut it down, it was 400, about 430 likes. When I brought it back up, it was over 1,600. And I was like, well, let's have some fun. You can ask Jamie, what was that like when I realized that?
On my end?
Yes.
Here we go again.
I was like a little kid at Christmas.
Yes.
I was bouncing all around the living room, hooking up
gosh.
the TV to the monitors.
He gets so excited. He's completely
I'm switching,
engrossed.
Yes. So, and I posted some real stupid stuff. Nothing to attack them. I never attacked them. My favorite thing was I just one night, because I stay up late at night, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I posted something about a vibrator being stuck in butt. And I typed it out like you would on Google. I did. I put vibrator stuck in butt, how remove or something like that.
Yeah,
and
then
my first comment was, oh shit, this isn't Google. What do I do? I never named names. It never even crossed my mind. This is what I'm getting at. Me and Hobbs had this conversation. I know one of the names of one of the people that used to run it but has nothing to do with it anymore, and I'm not using names on purpose. I could not tell you who runs that page. I could not pick him out in a lineup. I couldn't tell you anything. I think I know a first name. I have no clue what a last name is. We could be in the same room, and I wouldn't fucking know.
But she'd know you.
I guess, from what I hear.
Well, I will tell you from my point of view, watching everything the first time and the second time, the only thing that I ever saw from all of this craziness was you calling someone out on exploitation of a situation. That's it. That was the whole sum of the problem.
Yes. Yeah, that was it. So when I resurrected it this time, it was more in a jovial sense. I don't want to get anything
lighthearted.
I don't want to get
fun.
anything that serious or whatever. But we are going to pump this out so people that listen to that page can listen to this and understand where I'm coming from and what I'm doing. So they can make their own decision, because if you haven't noticed, I'm growing again on that page. Mm-hmm. I posted something about, what was that ball? I lost my colostomy bag in a ball pit.
Yes.
It reached like crazy, like 4,000 people. I was like, holy crap. Jim Edwards sent me a picture of a dog having sex with a cat. And I posted it as
That
a
was
lost dog.
hilarious.
Yeah, I posted it as a lost dog and named it Pokey or something. And, oh, my God, that just blew up as well. So, it is what it is, and I have fun. But let me address the people that come to the page thinking it's a real news page. Hobbs here has wrote, and look, I'm sorry if this is lengthy, but I love it. I've read it like 5 times now, and it fucking cracks me up. So for the people that are involved in the battleground of what is right, Lebanon Underground breaking news, or Lebanon Underground breaking news, my nerd friend, or sitting across from me here, has a college-educated nerd friend, has decided to write a report, a scientific, logical report, to find out who is who and why. I think you'll be surprised on who the real news page is.
Can I explain first why I did this?
Yes.
Because I've watched the story Ryan just told you. I watched it unfold from the beginning. I really loved his page because I loved his comedy, but I'm a twisted guy. Anyway, so I wrote this because I see people commenting on the other page, and rather than enter into the fray that way, I wanted to post an editorial, ask them if I could post an editorial to their page. So I wrote it out. I gave it to Ryan. Ryan said, no. Let's read this on the air. So this is what I wrote.
And we are going to post it to Lebanon Underground as well.
Okay. I've seen a lot of drama on social media in my short amount of years on this planet, but what I see lately is completely ridiculous. In the matter regarding the real Lebanon Underground news sites on Facebook, I would like to enter my opinion on the discussion. When calling one a fake and one real, first we must discern what real and fake are. According to Webster's dictionary, the following is the definition of real. Actually existing or happening, not imaginary. Not fake, false, or artificial. Important and deserving to be regarded or treated in a serious way. Now let's run these down one by one and examine the differences between the two. First, actually existing or happening, not imaginary. Both sites exist on an equal plane, Facebook. They are happening because we can physically see them both and aren't imaginary for the same reason, or we wouldn't be having this discussion. So this doesn't really show us who is real or who is fake, correct? On to my next point.
Correct. Okay, so we have that set.
Yes.
Okay, there's a question between real and fake, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is going to say which one of these pages are real and fake over the other one.
As an eventuality, yes, sir.
Yes.
We will get to that.
Okay.
My next point, not fake, false, or artificial. While one site, Lebanon Underground, produces news, albeit not of their own creation, it is legitimate news pulled from the ranks of several respectable news sources. Much like AP or Reuters, but in reverse, offering minimum original content, regurgitating stories fed to them by other media outlets. So obviously, not fake doesn't apply here. The other site, Lebanon Underground, produces memes, creative stories, and original content for the entertainment of its readers, much like AP and Reuters, but is shared by its users to entertain their friends and many who don't know yet of its existence. Other sites who claim the title news, such as The Onion or Fark, throw news in their titles as well, with stories that are not entirely accurate or completely made up. So again, it can't really be applied to either site. Finally, we will examine the third point, important and deserving to be regarded or treated in a serious way. While the Underground re-reports events happening in the world from a third-party perspective of its choosing, generally a right-wing media outlet from a small-town market, it can't be written off because it's only producing about 15% original content. Some people deem this site as important. It collects donations for babies dying of mysterious diseases, attempts to reunite pets with their owners, and lets parents know what is on the school lunch menu at one of the various schools within the county. With the exception of Conway, because we all know Conway lunches suck. I only made this point to prove that Stoutland is included when you use the argument Conway isn't in the Lebanon R3 school district, because Stoutland has its own district as well. So for the convenience they provide, they should be taken seriously. Conversely, the Undergruon is full of heathens. They post dirty swear words and use scare tactics to mislead and baffle the general public into mass hysteria and other news that's just flat scary. There's no way they should be taken seriously, am I right? unless you take into account that over the course of the past several weeks, many have joined that site, stating that it's highly entertaining and don't just post the same thing everybody else is posting. Unique content provides information as well by giving the end user a joke or story to tell to entertain their friends and increase their own popularity. Sure, they poke fun at the mainstream media sites like the Underground, who are as reputable as the sources they cite, other than not allowing people they attack to defend themselves, but what real media outlet does do that? So the difference between the two, while small, doesn't show either one to be fake. There has to be a way to determine this. We could always use the Scooby-Doo method, which would involve some painful hair removal and removing masks, which wouldn't do any good as we know the key players. Or we can use some sort of scientific method. Did you know there's a process called the scientific method? You're welcome to Google this. Let's use that one, shall we? The first step in the scientific method is to ask a question. So the question is one of these two highly polarizing news sites a fake? When looking at the above information, we are at a standstill with the information we currently possess. So let's take a new angle and break down the names. So we are faced with the Lebanon Underground breaking news versus the Lebanon Undergruon breaking news. Step number 2 in the scientific process is to do background research. As I've explained above, we've already done quite a bit of that, so in the interest of time, we'll use that research that we've already required. Step 3 now is to construct a hypothesis. Upon comparing these two by simply breaking down the names and finding out which one is advertising falsely, we should have a clear-cut answer to which page is the fake. Step 4, test with an experiment. For this experiment, we will break down the names of the two groups, as previously stated, by breaking down the words themselves step by step. As only one word is different, we will compare the first two, just in the interest of time. Lebanon, a town both media outlets are based out of, appears in both of the names, so in the realm of factual information, this seems to be spot on. Truth, it's out there, folks, you just have to do the research. Both sites receive 1 point of a possible 4. Now, the secondary word on both is a little confusing. While appearing similar to the hundreds of simpletons who seem to think both are identical, the wording of which is not. The real site, quotation fingers, as some have come to call it, is spelled underground. The Webster's Dictionary defines underground as below the surface of the earth, in or into a place that is hidden or secret and out of the view of the public. Now, I don't know where all these news reports come from, but unless our studio, headquarters, printing press are located in a basement, the chances are they are not below the earth. So that leaves us with the secondary option, in or into a place that is hidden or secret out of the view of the public. In my opinion, this definitely does not apply directly to them, as none of what she is reporting is out of the public eye. In fact, it is ripped directly from the public eye, as most of the sites she is again curating her content from are far more visible and popular than the ones she maintains herself. So no news that is hidden from the public, as most of her stories are credited and directly linked to a larger media outlet. No points awarded. As for the Undergruon, there's no discernible meaning other than an attempt at humor, as they are so often reminded by the Underground. However, just because you don't understand a word, does it not make it a word? I give you this example. Merhaba. Merhaba is Turkish for hello.
Hello.
To you, it probably looks like gibberish or gobbledygook. But to the people of Turkey, this is an actual word. So let's look at the very definition of the word word to see what a word actually is.
I love you, nerd.
Again, according to Webster's, the definition of the word word is as follows. A sound or combination of sounds that has a meaning and is spoken or written. A brief remark or conversation, something that a person says. Lastly, an order or command. Well, it is a sound or combination of sounds, but does it have meaning?
Groomed.
We can explore that later, as a word has to have meaning before it can be categorized as a word, and not knowing what it means, we will wait. A brief remark or conversation, something that a person says. Well, that makes Undergruon a word, as it has been mentioned several times in confused rantings, therefore giving validity to the word. So now that it's been established as a word, what does it mean? When a new word or phrase is invented, shouldn't it have meaning? So I Googled it, a few stupid band names, but nothing relevant or lending to a real definition. So I perused the site on Facebook just this very day, Tuesday, November 19th, and at 4:23 p.m., a reader of the site asked the very question, stating it sounded like a mythical monster from Norse mythology. In response, the site responded at 4:43 p.m. stating, "It's a large mythical prick that feeds on stupid people."
That might be the best definition of grund ever.
Undergrund.
Grund.
Thusly, definition has been lent to the word, not by its creator, but by the most frequent user as the initial to have the band, or the name, the initial band to have the name, excuse me. Undergrund SKR Top Rap has at the top of this writing 191 total views on YouTube. However, with over 1,500 followers, the viewership is over 1,000% more on the Lebanon Undergruon site, and the initial offered no definition. Therefore, the response stating it's a large mythical prick, as potentially viewed by more than 1,000 people at a glance, shows the word's most popular definition. Also, by the rule of Webster's, this makes it the actual definition. Now, that being said, the name itself is quite accurate, as the moderator of the page is quite a huge prick, as most of you would agree. And he does so by getting his jollies feeding off of the less intelligent, a.k.a. users who confuse the two sites, even with the obvious misspellings. 1 point is awarded to the Underground, which now leads 2-1.
Yeah, bitches.
I decided to continue on. Breaking. While both sites contain the name, the term breaking followed the word news. It means happening as we speak. While neither site is showing news that is actively happening at this very moment, with news events unfolding before our eyes, one site is literally breaking the news. They report what they want, not in cookie-cutter format, where facts must be checked and sources cited. Unapologetically, they report things that don't happen, to the chagrin of the other page and the entertainment of their own fans. 1 point is awarded to the Underground, 0 to the Underground, as they are not moving things forward or doing them differently. Finally, the word news. The Underground reports actual news, wherein news means facts the general public is concerned about. The other page is entertainment. They report back on how much play their fake stories are getting, and the new information they report is also considered news. They would gladly concede this category, knowing they've already proven their point. So step 5 of the scientific process, was there a clear-cut result? Yes, absolutely. Step 6 would be to analyze the data and draw conclusions. So in short, the Underground with 4 points and the Underground with 3. The Underground would be the real site just by the scientific method. By proving simply that they don't even lie about their name, the Underground has proven to be the more reputable media source, fulfilling their promises as they set out to. The Underground, while reputable as far as reporting goes, as they do little to none of their own actual reporting, has deceived its viewers, offering no breaking news stories, and none of it going unreported by larger media outlets. This has been proven with another proven scientific method, and I challenge other researchers to refute these claims, as they've been tested scientifically and backed up with facts. You can't fuck with science, bitches.
That's right. There you go. Bravo, Chris.
Nice.
Now, if you enjoyed that, I'm going to post that everywhere. If you don't, and you're bitching, that was long and boring and stupid, use it as a lullaby. Who gives a shit? You're still listening to it.
It only took 15 minutes, people.
Did it really take that long to read?
Yes, it really did.
Oh, my God.
1,913 words.
Go you.
That's a short story. That's a paper I should have wrote in college.
Oh, we have to figure out some way. That is a little lengthy. I didn't realize it was going to be 15 minutes.
You guys read it in like 6 or 7, but when I'm reading it and you're giggling and interpreting my points.
Sorry, it's funny.
Oh, my God. It is. It's hilarious. So there, you have it. We are the real. We are more real than they are.
It's science, bitches.
And you can't fuck with science.
Damn straight.
Let's ask Walter White. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the little slap fight we're having, and just to prove that I'm not a complete and total prick. No, I promise you, I promise you, because I gotta find these stupid like pages. Let me bitch about that for a second while I'm looking. The like pages, I like them, and that's kind of what this is set up as. It is horrible to find people where someone else posts to go read it. It's like a labyrinth to fucking find it. Let's see. Okay. Ms. N.A., and that's all I'm going to say. She's a little old lady, right? That someone's shown how to use the internet. And she sends me this. I'm seeing some rather rude posts on your page. You may have been hacked or something. I hope these are not coming from you. If they are, I'm deleting this site. If you have been hacked, you won't see the posts. Now, how do I normally respond to this, guys?
You would probably normally respond to this with some sort of sarcastic response of some sort. Maybe a little bit of anger, maybe a little bit of rawr.
My reply to her was just delete me. You seem nice.
Aw, that's nice.
She reminded me of my grandma in the picture.
Really both go over and give him a hug right now.
Yes, but seriously.
Let's give him a handy.
Yeah, not just one of you.
Oh, all right, fine. You first.
No, not that one.
Me, okay.
But no, I'm not.
He
I'm
looks
not a
terrified.
complete asshole about it. It's not. No.
To throw a call back here for a second, with the things that I've heard about this man's junk, I ain't touching it.
What about where it's been, or
What are you
where
talking?
it's,
Hey, easy.
Where it's been, what's been in it. I know the ins and outs of your junk.
Oh, that was what show 7, the kidney stuff. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
still traumatized over that.
A little bit.
I went through it, man.
While you went through it, you found the humor in it.
I find humor in everything.
I
Yeah, he
think
does.
mine shrunk 3 sizes that day.
You've got nothing left. Poor guy.
Oh, now why do you know how big his dick is?
I'm going to use this foam on my mic cover to dry my tears.
Go right ahead. It's all right. It's not the worst thing I've ever put on there.
Oh, boy. I forgot you use this son of a bitch when I'm not.
He does.
Yes.
Nobody uses mine except me.
If you don't know, the studio setup, where me and Hobbs are right across from each other, and then there's 2 people set up the other crossways. So whenever I'm out here for multiple hours working on websites and stuff, I'm in Hobbs's chair, and I'm laying down tracks. And that nifty show opening you heard.
Yeah.
I come out and do shit like that. And but yeah, I sat in Hobbs's chair, so whenever he rubs his face all over the microphone.
And sniffs
It
it.
does smell a little funny.
Well, we've already established this is my only microphone.
He wouldn't do
Well, hold on.
things to you.
In the lost
Live on the
tapes.
air, I'm going to send the picture of his microphone cover on my penis. Hold on.
See, that wouldn't affect me at all.
Hobbs looked at me and looked down at the computer like, if you send this picture, I'm fucking out. I'm done. I'm walking away
Especially
right now.
since I've never seen the damn thing.
You want to see it?
No.
Let's do it right now.
No, I'm not showing Hobbs my dick.
Really?
No.
Because that seems like something you would do.
You showed him your vagina. Why not?
I showed everyone my vagina.
Everybody done seen that.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you this little story. I do have a really real job that I go to a few hours a week. Not many anymore. But, so they all seen my video. And by what video, I mean my tuck dance video.
Yes, the infamous tuck dance.
Where I'm promoting the website. And it's, you know what? It's getting shared the shit out of still. I don't know where it's at, but it is flying around the internet right
It really
now.
is.
I would really love for somebody to be able to track down the stats on what sites you're on right
I
now.
know.
Oh my
I can
gosh.
see how many views and shares it's got, which it's in the thousands. And but no, it doesn't tell, because of all the new privacy settings and everything. They can take your shit and do stuff with it, and you don't even know.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with that to make that any
And
worse.
I don't care. So marketing the show has become really fun, because we really want to do this. We try to market it, and we try to do it in different ways. And my favorite lately is I went to this stupid website, and it's just a hookup site is all it is. So I made a profile of a female, and on this hookup site, it is fucking insane what guys send women. No, I don't have the printout. We'll do that later.
Dang.
This is a bit we're doing later. Well, I might be able to do... Well, I should have done show prep. We talked about the bit, and I'm like, how can I do it right now? Not without boring you guys. But anyway, imagine me and my humor, uncensored.
As a lady.
As a lady dealing with people.
As a woman, he's not a lady.
Yes.
Talking to male perverts.
Yes.
Talking to male perverts.
Like
I
Hobbs.
sent one that skeeved Hobbs out a little bit. Because basically what I'm doing is, here's what I did. I went and found some pictures on Tumblr of this girl, and some of them are clothed and some of them aren't. And so this is how I built my profile. So basically I'm offering people to see my tits if they listen to our show.
It's like a C League porn star, maybe?
Yes, yeah.
I want
like
it made very
silly.
clear they are not actually my tits.
No, it has nothing to do with Jamie.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
yeah.
You're like, I have a pair of woman tits, and I'm going to show them on the
Yeah.
show if you look at it. It's not mine.
No,
Just,
no,
if you're
no,
expecting it, it's not going to
it's not
happen.
Jamie.
Like PM me. No, I'm kidding. It's not going to happen.
It's some girl C booby whatever. I found
Random
off Tumblr.
boobs. It's random
And
boobs.
but so I sent this guy goes, well, let me see. I'm like, well, listen to the show. So he's like, no, let me see. And I'm like, no, listen to the show. He's like, let me see. And I'm like, listen to the show or tell everyone you raped me.
God.
Oh.
So proud of you right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's like, so women, this is what I do with perverts. It's just, how I have fun.
So don't be a pervert. And if you are,
Yes.
call the show.
That's right. And any of you that actually listen to this show and just realize that you've been catfished into listening to us, welcome aboard.
Welcome.
This is what we do here. Don't get all pissy and shut your shit down.
Enjoy it.
This is what we do.
We enjoy our own stupidity so much that we bring you along.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Oh.
Gosh.
I know, right? I think he's searching for another story.
Yes. Do you have do your shoe story. Since we're talking about perverts.
Okay.
Because one of these feeds into that. So do your
Okay. I actually I found a story. I was very prepared. I found a story. It's not really a story. Someones have taken immense amount of time to photograph their panagia in women's footwear. There are high heels. There are sandals. It says, warning, these are all pictures of penises in shoes. I'm pretty sure looking at this, I can tell
that their penises in shoes?
That their penises in shoes. Some of them, I've got to say, they need a smaller size. That's all I'm going to say.
Like a baby booty?
They need a smaller size. And some of them, like this, I just want to salute. This one. Because,
which one?
Well, look. Like this one. Look at this.
Describe the shoe. Help the ladies.
The shoe, we need to post this on the website.
We will
link.
post this on the website.
This is a black Louis Vuitton shoe.
What size?
It's a pump. It doesn't say a size.
Well, take a guess.
9 inches?
I knew
don't
that's
know.
what you were going to say. I
don't
knew it.
know the size of the shoe. It's so disturbing, and yet I cannot look away. Like this one, I have to show Hobbs. Look at that. Actually looks sort of like
a foot.
A foot.
Yeah, it almost looks like. Well, I mean, the penis looks like 6 inches, but I
Well,
mean, the
right.
penis looks like a foot.
Yeah. Yes.
It's even got a toe. It's probably got a hangnail.
They get really fancy. This one actually looks like it has something on the balls. What is that?
What
guy?
is that?
It looks like a scrot.
Oh, he's got a cock ring. He's got one of those cock rings that like split your balls like
okay.
a thong.
All right,
yeah.
that's what it is. Anyway, that's a gorgeous shoe. It's like a clog. It's a summery green clog. Is it this?
Does the ring match?
No, it's black. It's black leather. This guy's
black
a pervert.
goes with everything.
He's circumcised. I can tell you that. I can tell you this guy is not circumcised, and they've entitled the photo "Witness Protection Program," which I appreciate. I appreciate that because really, who's going to know whose that is? When they're circumcised, they have their own little faces. Ladies, you know this. They have their own personality and their own little faces. If it's not circumcised, you don't really know what's going on. I mean, it's incognito. It's wearing a hoodie. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening. Horrible. I loved it. This is an open-toed sandal. It's a silver strappy metallic sandal, and he really needs a bigger shoe. I'm thinking.
He does. Or a smaller dick. I'm a little.
Let's go bigger shoe. Let's just say bigger shoe.
It's
for the
poking
sake
out
of
the
this
end.
guy.
It looks like a really big deformed toe.
He would definitely stub that on something.
He would absolutely stub that on something. I want to know who comes up with the idea to stick your penis in a high heel.
Apparently 15 guys. Cause
It's different guys. I want to, without being classy, these are all different penises. You can
Yeah,
tell the
that-
difference.
yeah,
They're
they're
different
different.
size,
Colors,
shapes,
shapes.
colors.
Colors, shapes, and sizes.
Let's reiterate colors. And for the record, the one we're discussing that was so large was very pink.
It was very pink.
It wasn't a big black cock.
It was okay. Classless.
It was a big white cock.
But yes, it was white. It was Caucasian. How about that?
It put the cock in Caucasian.
And it was smiling. It had a dimple. It had a dimple
It had
and
a
a party
dimple?
hat on.
Oh,
It was
wow.
very happy.
All right, check your messages, babe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, going back to this, yes, that's what these people keep sending me because they think I'm a woman. They keep sending me things going, can I see your feet? I'm like, I don't get, yes.
Why?
On that hookup site? Or
Yes, on the hookup site.
Foot
yeah.
fetishes, apparently.
Don't get me wrong, girls can have ugly-ass feet. Guys can have ugly-ass feet, but I don't really find any feet pretty. I mean, they're just feet.
I don't think there's such a thing as an attractive foot, but I'm not a foot guy.
I'm not a foot person either. Yeah.
Make sure you're at the top.
So-
Hold on. I'm doing a bit live on there. Make sure you're at the top. Read the blue is me.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
And
I have to say, like, if you have swear words in there, do I have to say them?
I would like you to, but it's not required.
Okay.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. This is how I do it.
Okay.
We're going to start with the Hey There, Bae.
Okay.
Okay. So say all the words you're comfortable with, but
Okay.
make sure.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to read the guy part.
Yep.
Okay. To put this in context, I'm going to read the guy part. Jamie's going to read my part as the girl.
I'm catfishing him
Yes.
currently.
So
Okay.
this is kind of the voice these men are reading this in their head.
Okay.
Hey there, Bae.
You're a cocksucker for using bae. Go die.
Because I'm all... Oh, wow. Why did you get that offended?
Because I'm all about intellect. Using bae means you're stupid, and I'm offended by how dumb you are.
You're stupid for judging me using a word. Second of all, I'm 2 years away from master's and a PA, and you just look like a slut. An intelligent slut, that is. Fuck off. No wonder you're 38 and still on here.
Sorry. I'm getting the next one. Sorry. Haha. Not only are you stupid, you're psycho and need to promote your minor achievements to throw a fit like a petulant child. And I'm 25.
At least my achievement isn't a diploma from a stripper school. And yeah, you don't look 25. Must have been all that crack you suck. Dick for honesty. You could have just said fuck off, but you weren't there. You don't try using big words because you're still a slut.
Nope. Sorry. I don't swallow cock as readily as you. What word did you have to Google? Which one did you get stuck on?
Then I was banned.
It was petulant, wasn't it? He was stuck on petulant.
Why don't you find the definition and send him
know
the
what?
definition for petulant?
I can't. He blocked me. He blocked me. All right, and then the next one. I sent you another one.
Oh, okay.
They're grouped by two.
I see. Oh, it's horrible. Okay. Yep, I'm here.
All right. Hi, cutie. I'm Jay. How? The letter R, the letter U. Sent 2 pictures.
Yeah, there's 2 pictures that say viewed, but I can't see what they are. I'm not bad, and you?
Good. You, letter R, adorable. Letter U, always up at this time? No, and I'm assuming this is a question because he didn't use.
Okay. Please use whole words unless you plan to be a
No,
caveman forever.
Oh, yeah, I did miss
that's
that.
where it's at.
Please use whole words unless you plan to be Wow, you must be an English teacher.
No, I'm just an adult.
Then sends a link.
Yes, I sent a link.
What compelled you to send me that? That does not definitely sound like a mature radio show.
It's hilarious. Hobbs is my favorite. It is mature. It's real.
Aw. So I told him creepy were my favorite.
Ouch. I
Aw.
was happy for a second.
But you're his favorite. I mean, her. You're her.
Yeah.
Quote,
I'm
quote.
the favorite
Your
of a non-existent female. Thank
So
you.
imagine these guys sitting here going, "Ooh, this hot chick's messaging me," and I didn't make her too pretty, too fat, too skinny. She's pretty plain, but on the upper
Like a
side
7.
of plain. Yeah, like a 7. So she's all. So anyway, that's what I do.
I love how readily they're offended when when you say something that contradicts their intelligence, or when you call them out on their crazy.
Yeah, and you are What are you, 9?
Yeah,
Just learning
oh
to
my
text.
God, it's all these fucking words. Like sometimes I will use OMG because that's become itself in a word now.
Or
it's a
LOL.
phrase.
Or...
No, LOL.
I do LOL.
Fucking. What are we doing here?
I don't.
Chris is. Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked. We got audio you can't hear, and all of a sudden some commercial come on.
I'm like, is there a veteran in the room I wasn't
No.
aware of?
Okay, LOL. I fucking hate LOL.
Tell us why.
I kind of want to text you LOL now.
Lol.
How about
just
you
wanna
watch
say
my
it.
comedy videos so I don't have to recycle material here? But that's true. It's seriously, I just fucking hate LOL. And some of these like DTF, like down to fuck. Like, hey babe, are you DTF? Down to fuck just sounds like the roofies kicked in. It just sounds like, oh look, she drank that drink and hit the floor. She's down to fuck now.
Do you remember, it was like show 2 or 3, somebody said DDF when we were reading like a Craigslist post or something?
Yeah.
And I...
Drug and disease free.
Yeah, but I'm so out of the loop for 1, and for 2, assume that the
That was
public
3.
is so stupid
Yeah.
that I thought it was down the fuck.
Down the fuck? Down the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I thought it meant, and I'm like,
You're
oh
a
my
racist
God.
fucking bastard.
Not really. Not really. Because...
You thought it was written in Ebonics.
You're like
That's what
my grandma.
I thought it was written in ignorance. That's a language of its own now.
Do you want to tell that story?
My grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you got to understand. Let me give a little background on
Okay.
Betty here. Betty is one of the most wonderful people on earth.
She is.
Like, she is most generous, most kind, most caring.
She's beautiful.
If any person actually makes it to heaven, if all that stuff is real, this will be the one person
She's going.
that makes it.
If she doesn't make it, none of us are going.
No, but this shows you how society has changed, and I understand how we need to, improve how we think and how we move on. But I have a similar story I'll tell after this one. But this is an actual conversation between my wife and her grandmother the other day.
Who I love. She is my favorite female in the whole entire world. She raised me. Okay. She is 86. We were at the dinner table, which we are usually talking about something inappropriate. Almost always. It's just how my family works. Ryan fits right in. We were talking about, as a child, she had a neighborhood boy that used to come. I'm sorry, it was a girl. It was a neighborhood girl used to come and chew their gum. They only had gum every once in a while, and they would chew it and put it on the bedpost and chew it and put it on the bedpost, and you just didn't get it that often, so you saved it. And her comment was, we had a little nigger girl that used to come over and get in our house and chew our gum. And I said, that's not very politically correct. She said, what? I'm not a bigot just because I say nigger. I said, that's kind of the definition of a bigot. It's when you use words like nigger. You really shouldn't say that. And so she was like, your grandpa used to say jigaboo, and I always thought that wasn't very nice. And I had to laugh because I was like, really? But it wasn't a big deal to her. Like, it didn't mean anything at all.
Well,
to
I
her.
remember I was, before she died, so my great-grandmother, which was born in 1894. I had to remember. She was born in 1894, so this is in the 80s. Because I remember we're in McDonald's, and Waynesville has a high black community because of the fort, and because trust me, we don't have a lot of black people around here. It's just demographics.
Yeah.
But anyway, so a busload of rather large African-American guys showed up. They were a football team from Waynesville. And my grandma, which was almost 90 at the time, raised in a different era, I remember her looking at my mom and looks around and goes, Verna, I've never seen so many niggers in one place. And says this out loud.
Of course.
Out loud.
Older people have no filter. They don't have to.
No.
Because they're old. So they don't have to. And they don't see anything wrong with it. Like, that's how different the world is now that you said that. And I don't know whether people of that race were offended like then, but they are now. So I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, that's just, and to tie this back into the news, we've talked about it before. The N word, any word on its own is not offensive. It's all your context or whatever.
I believe so.
If you get mad because we talk like real individuals and real people, then what's my favorite phrase? Fuck off. Yeah,
well, don't get mad at my grandma because
We're going to have to run a line
she
of how
loves
many
you.
times I tell people how to fuck off on this show.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to like put a little counter at the bottom of
Okay,
every episode.
let me
A swear jar.
I get messages and I get emails, right? And most of them are from Hobbs.
Most of mine are from Hobbs too. I'd say he has no friends. Okay.
But most of mine are from Hobbs going, don't you think that you went a little too far? I get that from Hobbs quite a bit.
I like to be your moral compass.
Yes, because I have none.
I thought I was your moral compass.
You
Am I
both
slipping?
are. No.
Oh, okay.
You both are.
I sometimes see it before you do.
A few shows ago, I said something about hating the fans. I was reading that the other night,
Yeah.
and I guess you guys were all mortified because I could just hear it in your voices going, that motherfucker just said he hates everyone that listens. I hate everyone, period. The best way I can describe it is if you've ever seen Avengers and the Hulk goes, and I know this is a douche fucking comparison to make, and he goes, I'm always angry. You know, that's how he controls it. Look, I'm me. What's normal to me is bizarre to you, and vice versa. I'm not that big of a people person. On the like, I like conversing with people. I do. I don't like getting personally involved with people.
Lucky me.
Yeah. No, I'm personally involved with you.
Yes.
I'm all up in your shit.
Okay, that's.
I mean, on
different.
anniversaries and stuff.
Oh, okay, that's a different story. That's different. That's all right.
Oh.
And Hobbs is uncomfortable again.
No,
Thank
I was
you.
actually quite comfortable. You were the one who was apprehensive this time, and it made me laugh. You know how you guys made me watch that video of the guy with the jar the other day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I showed that to my best friend at work, and he made a worse face than me. I was dry heaving. The look on his face was just like, I don't know if it was fear mixed with confusion, but he looked like he's needed to shit for about 7 years and it'd finally come on. And he wanted to show it to somebody else, and that video just made everybody want to skeeve everybody else out.
Yes.
So I felt far better about myself after I saw that.
You're like the Ryan of that situation. You're like, hey, look at this. Watch it. You don't have a pair if you don't watch this.
You now know how I live my life.
Mm-hmm.
You're rubbing off on me, and I'm not sure that this
You.
is for the best.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you have friends other than myself and Ryan?
4.
That's too many. You need to. Well, let's weed.
4 more, or including us 4?
Let's weed some of.
Including you 4.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say let's weed some of that out.
That's a more better estimate.
One of them's the dog.
I just said more better too.
Mo better.
I caught that, but I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna say anything if you didn't, because I'm constantly correcting you, and I feel like maybe that's annoying sometimes.
No,
As he calls everyone else out for their bad grammar.
Uh huh.
I own mine.
He
This is
does.
true.
I will be the first to say that if anything ever happens, and it has before, that he is wrong, he is the first to step up and say, you know what, I was wrong. I was being a dick.
Yeah.
It was incorrect. I was wrong, whatever. And I told you the other night, Chris, the 2 most important things you can say in a relationship, and I got this from my grandma, are I'm sorry and I love you. So you have got to make sure those words are free.
Yes.
We have to mean them.
Look, I understand I'm a psychopath. I get that.
Sociopath?
Sociopath.
Well, those are
The lines are blurred. Go
yeah,
ahead.
The lines blur sometimes. But I understand that, and I understand that sometimes I go too far. Me and Hobbs the other night were having this conversation. I even brought it home to Jamie. I'm like, is he crying?
You did. I was like, I don't know, maybe.
I was like, oh, it's hard to tell. Like, we were trying to figure out your mood.
They were my rage tears.
Yes. we were trying to figure out his mood because I'm on the Lebanon Undergruon, just tearing people up. I might have actually called someone point blankly a cunt.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
There's no might. I saw the post. You did.
Like, you mind not throwing that word around so freely there, boss?
Why?
He loves that word.
I know he does.
I do. I'm like, look, if you go to England and other UK English-speaking countries, cunt is no big deal.
They say twat.
Yeah,
a
they say
lot.
cunt and twat like it's it and in the. They don't care.
My best friend is from London.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. The guy
Yeah.
I work with, the one who I skeeved out with the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the prevalence of that word. It's like every 5th word.
Yes.
So
So it's like just living with someone from London.
the difference is he refers to everyone that way. You were referring to that one specific person that way.
But if they deserve it.
Oh, and this is my compromise because I forget what it said. But since you can go back and edit things on Facebook,
Yeah.
I forget what it says. It says I'm like, she's a cunt is what I put.
Yes.
And I call men cunts too. I call my children dogs, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You don't really call the children that.
Not to your face.
Oh,
Not to them.
Okay.
Not to them.
That's when he's out here mumbling.
Like that little
psychopathically.
cunt dropped that Kool-Aid again, you know?
Oh,
but it's not
who
to
had
them.
Kool-Aid in the
Yeah.
living room? That's what I want to know.
That's right.
That's
the
the
cunt.
Okay.
But no, I use it that way. So if you're offended by that, understand that I don't mean it.
He means it.
He went back and corrected himself and said, she's acting like
A cunt.
Well, that's better. That's not.
Isn't that the most horrible thing you can say in an argument? Like we've all argued with girls. And you're like, oh, you bitch. I mean, you're acting like. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm saying you're acting. You're similar in the same. Oh, fuck it. I'm dead.
I know what I meant.
Yes.
You're just looking
But you
for...
just know. You just know at that point, you're like, oh, I just fucked this
You
up.
just need to just say, you know what? I love you, but you need to go buy some picky cunt pizza because that's what you are. And I have to say a retraction.
Yes,
I said it was DiGiorno. It is not. It's Frechetta's.
It's Frechetta's pizza. That's
I
Picky
was
Cunt pizza, yeah.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Sorry, DiGiorno.
I apologize to all the DiGiorno people that were offended by the picky
Yes.
cunt pizza comment.
I can't wait till I have to write an apology for this show.
You need to start just like now practicing.
Why? What have I done to be apologetic
Just start
for?
practicing.
Generate a form letter.
Yeah.
Dear,
We'll all-
insert your name here.
We'll all sign it. You know.
I'm
it's
sorry
fine.
for the bullshit joke I pulled on insert date here when I called you a insert word here.
I'm sorry that you were being a cunt, and I felt the need to call you on it. There you go. That's
would
an
be my
apology.
apology. That
That's
was
an
how
ap-
I apologize.
I know this man.
Yes. This
Yeah.
my apology would be I'm sorry that your education system failed you and you don't understand the difference between Underground and Undergruon and you showed up on my page, so why don't you eat a fucking diseased dick and die?
Okay.
And I'm sorry that thing's happened to you.
I feel like I'm sorry is really not sincere.
I felt
when
the
you
I'm
say
sorry in your heart just then. It's like emanating around the room.
It's not
It
as
stings a
hard.
little bit.
It's not as hard.
I mean, I don't want the reputation that I'm this evil prick because I am, but
It's
that's
too
just
late.
part of me. I'm a genuinely decent guy most of the time.
Compared to what?
He actually is.
Pol Pot?
Yes. Yes.
Adolf Hitler.
Some sort of Kim Jong?
No.
I bring my wife flowers and presents.
He does.
And
He does.
I take care of my family.
We are so opposite.
Yeah.
We just had this
I'm
discussion
just
as well.
saying that is so crazy though, because like I consider myself, and don't take this wrong because I love you, but and I'm looking at Ryan right now, but I consider myself a good person. I have morals and beliefs, faith,
Feelings.
and trust, and those crazy things called feelings that make that liquid come out of my eyes sometimes. So,
Come?
no. This is why we're opposite people.
Sometimes she gets upset and her cum ducts start to run.
If that happens, then he's just going to want to throw a dick in it again. So,
Yeah. Gotta clean them out.
Yeah, they're clean. They're clean. They're clean. Actually, I heard once that the more sex you have, the more lubricated all your joints are, and so the less problems you're going to have with those joints.
It's
So
not an oil change.
There's no way. It's like oil can on The Wizard of Oz. There's no way any of us, well,
That's why I'm like, here, let me come on your elbow.
not you, Chris, but like us two, there's no way we're going to have joint problems.
I love how you said, not you, Chris.
You're probably stiff as a board, but we're all, what's the word, juicy? That's not a word. That's not good.
Lubricated.
Lubricated.
Moist.
Thank you. Don't say that. I don't
She
like
hates
that
the word
word.
moist.
I find it awkward and weird.
Hey, baby, do I make you moist?
No.
Especially when he uses that voice.
You can imagine how awesome our sex life is.
Do you like it when I touch you there?
No.
I just want to
don't.
throw something out here. I've learned as much about you guys as friends on the show
Yeah.
as I have off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is look. You
This
guys
is how
think
we
we put
talk.
on some face for the show. Now, I do extend certain parts of my personality to get points across, but generally, the banter between me and Jamie, this is how we live our life. And you can ask Hobbs; he's around it too.
This is our life.
Yeah, this is how we live. We have a very carefree lifestyle.
As the sports guy, I'm going to throw an analogy on this real quick. The first 8 to 10 plays of a football game are scripted. That's about how this show is. The first 8 to 10 minutes are scripted, and then Ryan throws his book, and we're done, and we just
Yeah.
talk about
I
whatever
didn't even
pops
fill
into
the
our
book
silly
out
little
this-
heads.
No.
No. And we're going to bring you, like, we've decided that we are going to look for some news stories, some just ridiculous stuff. Look, we have to have content.
I have more. I have more in my folder.
And let me, this part may be a little boring, but let me tell you about what me and Hobbs are involved in doing for the show and what to expect a little bit before we get out of here. We've set a deadline for January 1st. Here's everything that we are going to have up for you by January 1st. Okay. Some of you want some hat and T-shirts and stuff, so we are probably going to have that by the end of the week in some form or another. We want to keep the prices down. Look, we're looking through sites right now. We don't have the funds to buy 100 T-shirts to turn around and sell you guys. We don't have capital to do that.
Or to generate warmth in the room we're in.
Yeah.
We'll have to snuggle.
Yes. But we're getting it set up, and what we're going to do is going to be like a profit share, right? Or not a profit share, a fundraiser. If you guys know what Kickstarter is, it's where you can donate money to something you like. It's kind of like PBS on steroids. You're going to get this.
Good analogy.
So we need some funds to increase the show, okay? At 500 listening hours, we can go live, and we can get paid for being live. But we have to get 500 listen hours per week. So we really need to get this shared out there and get this brought up to the level that we can do this. So instead of doing a Kickstarter and you just pissing your money to us, we're going to do a fundraiser with T-shirts and hoodies, I think is what we're going to start off with.
That's a good idea.
We're going to do T-shirts and hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
The price point we're looking at is $15 a T-shirt, $25 a hoodie. Okay? Yep. There is going to be some shipping charge. I don't know what that is. I may drop the price a little or if you guys get together and all order, like I know a lot of you are in Iowa, and then a lot of you are in Arkansas, and then a lot of you are in Springfield, and a lot of you, if you guys could get together and maybe ship it all to one place, or, you guys can figure that out. But I'm going to try to keep it as cheap as I can for you guys. And then what's going to happen is we are going to take that money that we make off of the T-shirts as improvements for the show. There's some equipment we need to upgrade. There's some whatever. So it's just a way of actually supporting your show. If you like us, where you give us a little bit of money, we're going to give you something in return. Of course, we're making profit off of it, and that profit we take is going to help to forward the show. So that's how you guys can help the show.
We'll have this show anyway with the three of us just talking. But if you guys want to hear it too, kick in, buy the T-shirts, buy the caps. Yeah. I promise we're not getting paid for this.
No.
No.
That's our dream, is to some point be popular enough or to turn this into something that would sustain an income. But right now, no.
As it stands now, we're just an investment property at best.
Yes, and that helps us. Sharing, let me real quick, I don't want to bore the piss out of you. We got Hobbs' rant and my rant about sharing now. The algorithms on Facebook, the more you interact, the more it promotes in other people's feeds, okay? So if you see something and if you share it, like it, or comment on it, it makes it more popular. Sharing is the internet's way of saying, here, I like this, look at this shiny new thing that I found. We need you guys to do that often.
And you're our original listener base, so if people out there love it because you shared it, the props go to you as well as to us.
Oh, we grow by you fans. It's nothing, like I promote and I do weird shit, and I go out and I just try to mine everywhere I can to get listeners for the show, because we don't really have a whole lot of funds to advertise. We run some Facebook ads, stuff like that, and they generated some stuff, but it's just, we're an up-and-coming anyway. So if you like us, share us, let us out there, get us out with your friends. And as far as the people about the Lebanon Undergruon stuff, that you can go to Facebook.com, Lebanon Undergruon Breaking News. Just make sure you don't spell ground right, because you'll get the other site, the fake one, that we've established now through Chris. That's the fake one.
Yes.
Hey, it's science.
It's science.
It's science. We've scientifically proving that we are more real than they are.
Yes.
Or less of a hoax.
Less of a hoax.
Yeah. I like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we've proven tonight.
Yes. And something else we can prove. This is the sound of my tits on the microphone.
Jamie just rubbed her tits on the microphone.
I did.
You guys.
This
Look
is
at her.
my microphone.
See,
yes.
It's so disappointing, because you know what I get on my microphone? Neither do I. But I know it's not nice.
Well, we all know from the quote-unquote lost sessions that this is my microphone.
Yes,
I've done all kinds of things with my microphone. Not like
It looks like slugs have been on it.
it doesn't either. Were you on my microphone too?
Nah, I have a range. It just kind of might have went everywhere.
Well, you know what? I have an ill-fitting bra on tonight, so they're pretty much out there anyway. I'm just gonna put them on the mic and
All right,
get
put
it
them on the
over
mic
with.
and have fun.
Put them on the mic and have fun. It's a furry mic. Look at this. I love it.
All right.
Enjoy.
Every place you can find us, cultradioshow.com. You can go there. On the right side of your page will be buttons to find us everywhere else. We've made it that simple for you. We are also going to have a phone app. Hobbs, tell us when we're going to have it. No, when are we going to have it?
Would you like the actual date, or I can guarantee it's released by January 1st, along with everything?
Fuck you.
else.
How? No. How? We're going to try to roll this out sooner than later.
How about a week? How
1
about
week by next show.
Next show.
Okay, by next show we will have a phone app, or I get to punch Hobbs in the throat.
We can.
Ooh, I want to punch him in the throat too.
Can Jamie do it?
Okay, Jamie gets to punch Hobbs in the throat if we don't have a phone app by next week.
I like it when you bargain.
Okay.
Yay!
All right, so Jamie, you're either going to find out how to download us into a phone app, or you're going to hear Chris get punched in the throat.
Yes.
So tune in. I mean, who's not listening to that?
You know you're going to listen. And if we get a lot of shares and likes, I'll punch him in the dick.
Ooh,
So
let's
share
see.
and like the crap out of this, because
Okay,
I think
how
we
many
really want.
how many new listens to this show must you have to let Jamie kick you in the balls on air?
I'm not going to kick. Oh, do I have to? Oh, I don't want to touch it. I mean, I'm sorry. I like you.
No, kick him in the balls. Just
yeah, we're going
how
to kick
much?
you.
300.
300. So if
Okay,
our show has
everybody.
300 listens from SoundCloud, if it has 300 listens, Jamie can tee off and kick you in the balls.
And we're going to do that on the air.
And we're gonna
so
do
you
that
guys
on the
can
air.
listen.
2 points. This shows how much I love this show, but how much I absolutely hate you.
Wait, he was looking at Ryan, not at me.
Yes. So Chris Hobbs gets mule kicked in the balls.
I have
in the balls. I'll hold your hands and you just kick backwards with both feet.
I have bad knees and weak
300.
ankles, so get ready. I mean, it's going to be a
300.
madhouse.
I got my steel-toed boots in the house.
Oh,
as
okay,
well.
okay.
This is why I don't agree to this.
Wait. I could get a pair of high heels and put his dick in a high heel.
You need a pair of child booties.
Okay, I can do that too.
No, I don't want to see Hobbs' dick.
Well,
Neither
I don't
does
really
anybody
really
else.
want to see it either.
I'm
but
single for a reason, Ryan.
I could kick you with high heels.
Okay, let me make you this deal.
Okay.
Let's go all internet shock jock.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
All right. If we get 500 new likes. Hobbs
500 listens.
Listens.
Yes.
500 listens on this show by this time next week.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbs will staple his scrotum to his leg.
No.
No. Out.
That's
No.
not going to work.
No.
I will staple my scrotum to my leg.
I love this show.
Oh my God.
I love this show. Ryan will staple his to
That
his
is
I will
horrible.
staple my scrotum to the show. This has to have 500 likes by this time next week.
500
gonna be-
listens.
Listens.
500 listens, and also we were talking about charities and donating because I'm seeing hospital bills.
No.
in our
Hold
future.
on. If I'm stapling my ball sack here, let me. God. Because I know cocksuckers out there just drive the listens up to hear it. So we
Yeah.
have to have new listens. So give me just a second. I'm going to find something on SoundCloud.
That is the sound of backtracking. That's what that sound is.
Yeah, I'd listen to it 250 times.
I know you would.
Oh, yeah, of course you would. Dirty bastard.
Yeah, and I'm the one getting mule kicked for less.
Oh, yeah, it's still at 200 likes. What did we say? 300, 200,
300 listens.
Okay, 300
Chris
listens.
gets kicked in the scrot.
Okay,
500 listens.
I staple my scrotum to my
He
leg.
staples his scrotum.
Okay.
That's going to be rough.
It is.
So, if we get 500, do we bypass my 300, or
Nope.
do we both? Oh,
You
listen
both do
to
it.
you.
You both do it.
She's all kinds of waiting to kick me right in the
You
junk.
both do it.
And if it doesn't happen this week, deal's off the table, right?
Yes.
Unless we decide to carry it
So
over.
push this show. No, I agreed to 1 week, sir. You
I
have
agreed.
1 week.
I'm okay. I'm not doing anything. I get to kick and
Yeah.
staple, so you know.
Listens. 500 listens.
500 listens.
300 listens. Jamie kicks you in the nuts. 500. I will staple my scrotum to my leg.
Wow.
So if you like testicular damage, get those listens out there, folks.
No
Share
kidding.
us, push us.
That's right.
Make your friends hear our stupid voices.
No, I'm going to do this shit like a man.
Meaning?
That I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to whatever. I will literally, you guys can videotape it, staple my scrotum to the side of my leg.
Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, excuse me. It's the internet. Everybody wants to see that.
Yeah, but I have to live with it. So really,
I
it's
don't.
me that's hurt.
Oh, wait till I cry for you.
I'll have
Jamie.
to put some ointment or something on it. I'll be pulling. I got a staple puller
Okay.
in the house, so I can use that.
I've
not-
done this before.
I'm not using my teeth again, by the way. I'm not doing that. I almost got
You've done
tetanus.
this, so you're practiced up. You know where it hurts the most.
No,
at least.
I when I was doing comedy before, I did this on my like page. If I could get 500 likes, that I would staple my scrotum in my leg, and
Did
I got
it?
like 480.
So you have never done this.
So I have never done the act of it. No.
So you've tricked me into this
Yes.
because you think we can pull that magic 480 number, and I'll have to get mule kicked while you sit over there and giggle like a little schoolgirl. Yeah, there's a yes in your eyes.
I think perhaps we prove C.L. Ryan incorrect on this.
Yes,
I
push
think
this.
We prove him wrong.
All right, it's a deal, Hobbs.
Shake on it. I got to witness the shake.
All right, hold on. No, hold on. Get your phone out.
Okay. Let me get a picture of the actual shake. Now this
No,
is
no, I need you to video this.
This is a binding agreement.
Yeah, make sure you video this.
I'm going
Okay.
to video.
See, my mic is bolted to the table, so I can't stand up, so you probably won't get my face in the shot.
No, I'm moving over.
Oh,
He's going. Okay.
we got to do this.
All right,
Fight.
I just
going.
unplugged my microphone.
No, you're still good. We can still hear you.
I
You
unplugged
just
my
pushed it out.
headphones in. Okay, can you see both of us?
I can see you both. You're
Okay,
good.
here's the deal.
Chris
If
looks
this
crazy.
show gets 500 listens on SoundCloud.
Listens.
Okay, if it gets 300, you, Jamie Shear, get to kick this man in the nuts.
Right in the nuts.
Right in the nuts.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if we get 500 likes, Jamie is going to kick this man in the nuts. And then I'm going to summarily staple my scrotum, not my testicle, you technical motherfuckers, my scrotum to the side of my leg.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. This is. You want seriousness from us? This is how serious we take our show. Okay.
You have
is
to
this
shake.
a deal, Chris?
Get your
Here we
hand
go.
up.
You
All
saw
right,
it.
here you
Okay,
go.
It's a shake.
This
All
is
right.
for you,
We
America.
got it.
All right. There we go.
Okay, we have it on video. You guys cannot backtrack or
That's
deny
right.
it.
And you can find our show at cultradioshow.com. As soon as it's up there, it'll be headline on the front of the show. We're also going to chop all of this down and run ads on this. So be prepared to see this a lot because we have 7 days, guys. 7 days. And it is, what is today? The 20th?
Yes.
It's the 27th, Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Are we doing a show on Thanksgiving Day? Because I've got family coming in.
How about Thanksgiving night?
I have to work at Black Friday. I'll be at work at early a.m. hours in the morning.
So take a nap and come do a show.
How about Wednesday night? Can we pull a Wednesday night?
Can we pull a Wednesday night show?
I can do
but
a
we can't
Wednesday
do
night.
that's 6 days.
No.
Friday?
I can do Friday.
Friday?
Friday. We
Friday.
can do Friday.
I can do
Okay,
Friday.
Friday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
All right, we will be back
28.
Friday after. So we now have 8 days. I'd rather give more time than less time.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah, they can't see the look on my face right now.
Or his.
All right,
Can see you
so
both.
we'll be back Friday after Thanksgiving, and if we have the capability, we're going to try to do it live. So we're going to work on that setup, and if we go live, we'll actually do this kicking and stuff live on the air. That's my promise to you. Okay, that
both
if you
look
can
sick.
get us 500 likes and listens, and just do our deal, we will do this live.
I think mine have already retreated just in practice. I'm not sure why, but just thinking about how excited Jamie looks right now at the opportunity.
Which one do you guys think will hurt more? Is what I want to know.
Me. It's going to hurt me more because I'm fond of you people.
God, you're
I have
such
to
an asshole.
I have to kick him. You got to staple you.
Yeah, nobody believes you're kicking me with as excitedly as you're bouncing around over there is going to hurt you a little bit.
It's going to hurt me. It's
Maybe,
going to hurt.
maybe if you miss.
I won't miss. size 8.5.
She's played this
Let's
game
go.
before.
She's played this game before.
I'm ready.
All right. Big improvements coming to the website as well. I've been toiling on that because I'm too lazy to dig my floor up. So
Nice.
I figure if I'm busy to
That's nice.
something else. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Procrastination with, benefits.
Yes.
Okay.
I got to wait for someone to get back from vacation to help me out with something. So,
Okay.
So I'm working on it. I got all the shows lined up. You go to Show Bitches. They're all there, and you can download them all. There's a little download button on the right-hand side of the player. You can download them from there. SoundCloud doesn't necessarily let you download from your mobile app, so you can always go there and get them.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it gets a little confusing. We've got just go to the website on the right-hand side, cultradioshow.com. You're going to see some links there. And it's basically going to send you to everywhere. Where it says our VIP room, that's our interactive site that we just all goof around in. It's got 150 members or something like that. It's got a click there for our like page, which is a little less interactive, and then our Tumblr. So
we need to get the news page up there as well.
Yeah, I'll put the news page up there as well. As soon as I get off here, I'll pop the news page button on there too. So anyway, that's the show. Sorry if some of it got boring for you, but we find it entertaining, so fuck you.
If you don't like it, too bad. Keep listening.
And I don't hate the fans. I love you guys. I'm just not a people person. So
that doesn't sound like an apology. Just stop talking.
I love you guys, Hobbs. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted?
Sincerity always comes through gritted teeth.
It really does, yeah.
Look, I like you guys. How's that?
That sounded a little better.
Yeah.
Say it with some feeling, like you're in an Episcopal church. Oh, he's got to
get into zone.
And it came to pass, I created a cult and invited you all in. I tried to warn you, and I tried to be you, and I tried to feel you, but things didn't happen the way I wanted them to. So now we have this show. If you could just share the show and get our word out, get our word spread. Get the gospel of C.L. Ryan out there. Can you please? I like you all. You eat at my table. You drink at my bread. Please, people, please help us with our show. I love you all. Send your donations to cultradioshow.com. How's that?
It sounds like the man that's about to get his nuts stapled. That's what I think.
Much?
Is that what you wanted, Hobbs? Is that enough feeling?
You know what? I'll take it. We'll call that a win.
All right. Good night, guys. We're out.
Good night.